Hey everybody, welcome to Rhythm and News, the second episode. Thank you guys so much for watching the first episode, and we're just doing what we like to do here.
Yeah, we're back at it. Like I said, we said in the last one we was planning on doing one a month, and it's that time.
Oh yeah. Hopefully the time of this when you're watching it is going to be around the 4th of July. And we're going to talk a little bit about things that are happening in and around that time and for the month of July. I mean, we're kind of all over the place, like we said in the last episode. But even in this episode, we're going to throw some new stuff at you that we've been kicking around. So on the news aspect, some news for you. What's happened in your world?
I've got a new axe, as they like to call it, a new guitar. This is. I bought it mainly as a project guitar, with the intentions of doing some upgrades to it later on down the road. But honestly, I got to say, man, out the box, I'm pretty impressed with it. I've used it in the last two shows that we've played, Spankies and Bootleggers the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called an IYV. I don't know what necessarily that stands for. I mean, it's a foreign-made guitar. Eve. I thought it was Ivy when I first started looking at it. I thought it was Ivy, but it's not. It's IYV.
Yeah, no, it is clearly
and
IYV.
Interesting enough, when you look it up on Amazon, I purchased it off Amazon, they actually have it listed as an Ivy, but that's not actually the brand name. So somebody's mistyped that on there. But anyway, regardless, it's a semi-hollow Telecaster style guitar. You got the F hole cut out up here in the top. And it's simple. It has a bridge like you would find on a Fender, like a Strat, like a Squire Strat. Mm-hmm. Just the short little bridge with the individual saddles. It's got one tone knob and one volume knob, and then you've got a 3-way switch here for neck, bridge, and then blended. So, I mean, and obviously it's got dual humbuckers on it.
It's nice. I love that finish right there.
And this is it's not a stain. It's like a wrap, kind of thing that they put on this. So I mean, every one of them you buy will look pretty much identical. It's not like buying like a wood grain guitar where you're going to have different grain combinations. This is like a laminate pattern that they glue on here.
Show us the back. What does the back look like?
So the back is just solid.
Ooh, that is pretty.
So it's kind of a two-tone color. And then it's got the string through so that you run the strings through the back of the guitar and through, which is nice. You got your access panel for your electronics up here, bolt-on neck. So if you did eventually wanted to put, like a better quality, like a maple neck, or if you didn't like the rosewood and you just wanted a maple neck, you could just bolt that off and change it out, yeah. So, and that's one reason I bought it, because it has the ability to change out pickups or change out the neck or change out whatever you want on it, really. And I think, like I said, tax and shipping, of course, Amazon Prime, I didn't really have to pay for shipping, but
which is amazing.
Right. It's like $130.
What? Okay.
Brand new, not used.
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, so $130, brand new.
$130, people, and like he said, he's played this at 2 shows. I was at both those shows. I can attest, and you'll get to hear it soon. But like, this is a great little sounding guitar.
Yeah,
for what it is.
For what it is, and of course, I knew that going into it, and we both knew that when I brought it to the show. Travis, who's like, you brought a spare, right? Because when I told him how much I paid for it, brand new. There are a few things, but for the $130 price mark on a brand new semi-hollow guitar with dual humbuckers, there's going to be things. Tuning pegs on it could stand an upgrade. They do hold tune. It holds tune fairly well.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The only modification you've done so far is just change the strings.
Right, that is correct. When it came shipped to my door, it had Diodario strings on it,
and I'm sure
which is what I put back on it. That's what we got to put back on it. But I'm pretty sure that it had 8s.
Okay.
Now, it just told me that it had Diodario strings. It didn't tell me what size was on it when I got it. But they were pretty light. And it was fairly pingy. When I first got it and I first tuned it up and started playing it, man, I didn't like it at all. I was like, man, I'm going to have to do a lot of stuff to this. So Lucas went by and he picked up a set of 11s size 11 strings. And I did have to, when I took the strings off of it,
Oh, yeah.
I was at the house and I took the strings off of it and I polished the neck up. I put some lemon oil on it and polished the frets and stuff. In the process of doing that, the nut up here at the top of the neck, it just came off. it just said it didn't want to be there anymore. So I had to re-glue that back in. Didn't have a clamp, so I got one of those cheaper style capos that wraps around and it's got the different notches, you know.
Yes.
And you can
And you
adjust the
just
tension.
adjust.
Yeah, and I just took that capo and clamped on there and held it, you know, for a few hours.
I don't
and
see why that wouldn't work.
I haven't had an issue out of it since. I took a lead pencil and put some graphite in the cuts up there to kind of lubricate so it holds tune a little better. You're having trouble with your string catching in your nut, you know, when you're trying to tune and all of a sudden you hear a pop sound and you're not in tune anymore. Most likely it's catching in that nut right there. And you can detune just a little bit, pull that string out, and take just a lead pencil, a mechanical pencil, or a wood pencil, and just kind of put some graphite out of that pencil in there, and it'll lubricate it. You know, so we put the bigger strings on it, and it was night and day the difference. Now, obviously, this is a semi-hollow Telecaster style, so it's made to have some twang. I mean, the guitar, and that's why I got it, is I wanted a different sound than what I had in my other guitars. So that's what it was made for. But you combine the guitar being made for that with light strings as well, and I couldn't. I'm sure somebody out there probably likes it like that. But for myself and what we do as a band, that wasn't going to cut it.
If you could do any modification next, what do you think it would be?
I would probably just do the tuning pegs next.
Dude, okay.
I did lower the action. They had the action all the way up. So
and
I
bet
did
it was really hard to play.
Yeah, it was extremely high. So I did lower the action as low as I could possibly get it without fret buzz. Intonation wise, it was pretty well ready to go out the box.
Good deal.
So it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. We'll drop a link to Amazon in the comments. If you're interested in one of these, we'll drop it there so you can click on that. And I've got all kinds of little toys here and there. But the one I'll talk about is I got this, and I'll drop a picture. We'll put a picture in the video. It's a Keeley Electronics. It's this white pedal I've got on my board. I had a reverb and a delay. That just takes up way too much space, and I'm like, what can I do? I started doing research on pedals, on 2-in-1s that got a reverb and a delay. And what I particularly like about this pedal is that it's got independent switches for the reverb and the delay.
Right.
A lot of them I saw, it's one switch, and when you engage one, you engage the other one. And that's kind of a thing I don't like about this, is that there's a lot of knobs on it. But also at the same time, because it has a lot of knobs, it's good because you can really tweak what you want. But the only other qualm I have with this is it's got like an analog delay, which is good, but I wish there was a digital delay feature on here.
I understand.
That's just the analog. It sounds good, but I wish I had like a digital delay.
I got the little Behringer, the $28 or $23 delay over here, so you take that compared to it's on.
Hit a note and like stop it. So, okay. By the way, Behringer makes really, really, really good pedals for the price.
Yeah, they do. As far as sound, they're phenomenal for what you pay for them.
Seriously.
But they are in a plastic casing instead of a metal casing. So
that's from all the reviews and stuff, I think that's really the only thing I've ever heard anybody.
Right. So I mean, you got to be gentle with them because they're in plastic, so you can possibly crack the casing if you stomp on them with something too hard or throw something on top of them when you're loading and unloading. That's where a padded case comes in handy. I've got 4 Behringer pedals on mine. I've got the tube driver, the chorus, and the chorus. We've been in love with that chorus since we've got it dialed in.
It is a killer sounding chorus. And how much did you pay for that chorus?
I paid $23 a piece for them.
$23 a piece.
But just talking from us actually using it, I mean, we you watch videos of somebody in wherever, and you just got to take their word for it. And it's kind of the same thing here, I guess. But I mean, you know, I put these I've had them for about a year, I guess. And
Yeah.
I haven't really had any issues out of them.
Yeah, I mean every bit of a year.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, that's some newer developments that we've had. Moving on, we've kicked around this idea of, and this is really good to try to discover new artists and new groups and share those with you.
Right, and we mentioned that in the first video of you know, listening to something and you know, describing it to you, and then you go and then you can listen to it if you choose to later. And when we were sitting here today kind of getting ready to do this episode, you know, I just kind of pulled up, you know, upcoming bands in 2020. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and I run across this band in the description for it, it said that they were a vintage sounding rock group similar to the Black Crows.
I would say that was very accurate.
That's what it said on there. So when I seen that, we went to YouTube and we looked up a song of theirs. The band name is called Dirty Honey.
Dirty Honey, and they are based out of L.A., and they are a 4-piece group. What was the name of that song?
It was called Rolling Sevens.
Check it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Listening to that song, first off, it's very groovy. It is very, very groovy. Seriously, check out Rolling
And we
Sevens.
listened to it for the first time together today.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can tell their influences by listening to it. Like, you hear, it's very like to me, like I was hearing like ZZ Top and like a little bit of Aerosmith. And then the singer, he starts out kind of low, but when he starts to get up there, dude sounds like Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. And I mean, they sound.
I mean, the whole time we listened to that song, we was hearing an AC/DC tone in the guitar.
It's very Angusy.
And just the Aerosmith kind of jive, I guess, really. And the way he was singing, he sings a lot like Steven Tyler.
Yes. We listened to a little bit of another tune, and it had a very, like, instantly, like, Black Keys.
Yeah.
Like, instantly. As soon as you hear it, I guess they sound like Led Zeppelin. And in the chorus of that song, one thing that really stuck out to me, it had a very Guns N' Roses feel.
Yeah, we said that too.
But like I said, they just sound so
it's
good.
It's definitely one that we're both going to look more into. Definitely a band that we're going to look more into. I like that Rolling Sevens song. I wouldn't even mind to learn it.
Yeah, definitely check out Dirty Honey, based out of L.A., and check out the song Rolling Sevens and just start down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
If you've got someone that you really like that, you know, no one has heard of, drop it in the comments. And
we're trying to look outside of what you would hear on a radio station.
Yes.
Now, you might hear it on satellite radio because they tend to reach into that too. But, you know, like I've never heard of Dirty Honey before. And the video was released 9 months ago. So, I mean, it's almost a year old. You know, and I didn't have a clue. And that's something that I would have been listening to the whole time. I mean, it's a killer little number. We attempted to try to have a special guest with us today.
But he had plans, and life happens.
Yep, some stuff fell through, but you know, and we'll get him back. We do intend to try to get some special guests in our upcoming shows, and let you kind of spotlight yourself. And that's one thing too. We need your help. You know, if you're watching this, the last video we did as of today had 65 views, which I think is pretty good.
It's really good. This is brand new for us.
Right.
We've not put any money in advertising. We don't have a Patreon yet.
Right. You know, but I was happy for the lady, and that's one thing too. It's an opportunity for you to spotlight yourself. It's an opportunity for venues that want to have live music or do currently have live music, and maybe you're looking to get, you know, a fresh face. You know, this be a place for you to reach out to, hopefully, and find that fresh face that you're looking for. You know, maybe if you're a venue that typically has solo or duo country acts for the most part, and you want somebody that maybe rolls more towards the rock or the alternative or folk music, you know, something a little different than what your typical bands or solo artists do. You know, maybe that's a place for that too, and that's kind of what we're looking at. I've had there wasn't a whole lot of comments on that, and we'll get to one here in just a minute. But in person, man, because you know I went and filled in with Beatty with Butt Naked that night. You know, and him and 2 or 3 others that night asked me about it. You know, how it was going and what we kind of thought we were going to do with it, and I kind of explained what you and I had discussed, what we kind of see this channel being for our area. You know, and they were excited about it. You know.
So, I mean, I guess kind of what we're saying, I mean, we encourage you to help come be a part of this with us because, I mean, we could do this for ourselves all day long, but we want to try to give a voice to someone who normally wouldn't have an avenue to get out. Just reach out to us in the comments, or we can put our email at the end of the video, and just shoot us an email, tell us about yourself, and we'll be in touch with you, and you can be our guest, and you know, kind of let you talk a little bit about yourself and whatnot, and have fun, and that's what it's all about.
So we do have a lot. There's a lot of events in July.
Yes,
happening.
And we had an idea where we were going to put them at the end of the video, but since we've got so much,
there's a lot for July on its own.
Yeah, for July. And again, this video is mainly for the month of July. Happy Independence Day, everybody.
Yep.
We're going to put those events and such, and like in the comments below, in the description. The description. And just look at that. If there's anything you're interested in, just check that out. And we pulled a lot of the events from like Facebook. That's mainly.
We did, and some of them we knew, some of them are ours. But we looked at the musicians and the bands that we have connections with. You know, that we've known for years. You know, we looked at some Facebook stuff and kind of collaborated some dates, so it's all in one place. So that will be in the description below. So if you're interested in what's going to be happening in the Upper Cumberland music-wise, then check that out. It'll give you an idea of places you can go. Like on the 4th of July, that Saturday, the actual 4th of July, you know, we're at Pappy's place up in Crossville, 3 to 6. He's going to have 3 bands there that night. We're the first band from 3 to 6, and then he's got Shattered from 6 to 9. And then they're going to take a break because the fireworks show for Cumberland County is at where the rec park, and that's right behind Pappy's pretty much. So they're going to take a break at 9 and go outside and in the parking lot and stuff and watch the fireworks show that Cumberland County is doing on the 4th of July, and then come back in, and Rick Stone is going to finish out the night. And we're going to be at Spankies after we play at Pappy's place.
Yeah,
so
we got
two
shows.
2 shows that day.
Yeah. And some of our friends, Sadie and Seth, are playing up in Jamestown that same night.
Right.
So if you're in the Jamestown area, they are a very talented band.
Yes, they are.
But if you're in the Crossville area, you know, come on by and check us out. And Rick Stone.
Right.
And
they're good too.
And Shattered.
They're both of them.
Yeah, they're highly talented guys. And Tex at Pappy's, he's a good dude, a veteran. And yeah, you had mentioned we actually had someone reach out to us.
We did. In the comments of the last episode, there was a band. I think I don't know if I can't remember if he did it under the band's name or not. But anyway, he was with the band called Blazing Phoenix. And they're in this area, Sparta, Cookeville area. He wanted me to mention a date that they had at Bull and Thistle in June. You know, and I let him know that the next episode wouldn't be till the end of June. But we want to give a shout-out to them for reaching out to us and telling us that. We do have a link in the description to their Facebook page. And they've got all their events listed, and they've got a bunch.
Yeah. I mean, it really wouldn't do much of a service to, like, mention just one.
No, it
or
wouldn't
two.
at all. I think we looked on July 11th. It had 3 different shows.
Yeah, so the
So
people of Blazing Phoenix, you guys are busy. and
more power to you.
Yeah, you got 2 shows in one day is that's like my limit right there.
Check them out. Look at the events there for them.
Mm-hmm.
Go see if you can go and support them at one of the events that they've got as well.
Mm-hmm. We've got another buddy. A buddy of ours. We've met at a Red Silo's Blues Jam. Which, speaking of the Blues Jam, check out Red Silo here in Cookeville. They're amazing. But the Blues Jam is the first and third Wednesday of every month, hosted by A Few Miles On.
Right.
Great guys. It is an open mic blues jam. The only requirements are you have to bring your own instrument. You don't have to bring your amp. The back line is provided. Drummers, bring your sticks. I guess if you have a preferred snare, bring that. But other than that, that's just bring your sticks and your instruments. But the other requirement is you can only play blues music. It can be original. It can be covers, but it just can't be rap. It just can't be outside of blues.
It's got to be blues.
Yeah. But now
you can take a country song and turn it into a blues song.
We heard a band do Marcy's Playground, but they bluesed it up, and it sounded groovy.
Yep,
but,
I remember that.
We met a guy through there, and his name is Mondo. Mondo actually was the one who worked on this guitar, but he's got a group, and they've been playing out in the East Tennessee area.
Right.
But again, like I said about Blazing Phoenix, just mentioning one show won't do them a service.
Right.
Like they've got a bunch of stuff booked in July, August, all the way to the end of the year. We'll drop a link to their page in the comments below as well. And if you guys like blues music like we do, you should check them out. There is a wealth of good musicians.
Right,
in
and
this area.
we're actually blessed in that because if you're looking for something to do, Friday night, Saturday night, I mean, if you like listening to music, I mean, it's right here at your fingertips. I mean,
you just got to go out.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to go. And there's some great music, too. We played it at 37 Cedar, was it 2 weeks ago? Maybe 3 weeks ago? Somewhere in there.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And Ken Folks was playing.
Ken Folk, that's enough. Oh,
yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
They were
Miss
playing
Judd and her family playing over at Red Silo that night. And when we took breaks, we just sit outside and listen to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another thing about that part of town. I mean, you got Hicks Farm that does solo and duos most of the time, and then you got 37 Cedar and Red Silo. And, I mean, there's a lot just right there that you could walk to. You just park and you could walk to all those places and not have to move your car.
It's great. And you don't have to pay for parking too.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think we've covered quite a bit of stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, again, the events coming up in July, we're going to put them in the description, so check out the description for all those. If you do not see your name, your band name, or if you're a solo artist, duo, however that works out for you, if you don't see anything for you listed on there, or if you're a venue and you don't see anything listed for you, that's either because, A, we just slipped our minds, or B, we didn't know. So let us know, and we'll make sure to add those to the next episode in the description. So if you want your events and stuff in the description of these videos where people can look and see where you're going to be, or if you're a venue and you want your schedule to be listed on there so people know who you're going to have, then reach out to us and let us know, and we will put it on there.
Absolutely.
And if we forget to put it on there, you call us out on it, and we will apologize, and we will get it on there as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
We'll be doing another video at the end of July that will include August. Yep. And so on and so forth.
Well, man, I say let's play a little bit of music.
Yeah, so last time we did just a little jam. And
it was a tasty jam.
Yeah, I forgot what you called it. Groovy biscuits or something like that. Funky biscuits.
Funky biscuits.
Biscuits.
That's what.
What we're gonna do today, every now and again, we're gonna throw an original in here. And today we decided this time we're going to do an original instead of that jam. And this original is one that I had written back when I was like 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just got that blue Takamine. And I think I still had my Telly Squire, that white one.
I believe so, yes.
I think I did. Anyway, it's the first song that I've ever sit down, and I didn't really know how to play then. And it's the first one that I cranked out. And I've done some adjustments to it over the years, but I've never played it in front of anybody but just like, you or my wife or, I really do like it.
I like it too. I really do.
It's just a straight kind of a blues chunk in A is really all it is. I mean, this is called Right From Wrong. Since my baby left me, since my baby's gone, she left me out in the cold and she left me all night long. Since my baby's gone, I gotta choose right from wrong. Since my baby done up and left and she took everything I own, everything I've worked for and everything I've known. Since my baby's gone, I gotta choose right from wrong. Right way it leads to a better life than before. It leads me to a different wife and to an open door. But since my baby's gone, I gotta choose right from wrong. Well, the wrong way it leads down a path I've never been. It leads to total darkness and to the worst of sin. But since my baby's gone, I gotta choose right from wrong. Ooh, right from wrong, right from wrong. See my baby, she's a coming back just to see what she can see. Bet she'll be surprised when she finds a different family. But since she was gone, I had to choose right from wrong. When my baby walked through that door, all she found was this here note. It said how much I loved her among the other things I'd wrote. But since she was gone, I had to choose right from wrong. Well, my baby, she couldn't find exactly where I'd went. She tried everywhere she knew how, she eventually just quit. But since I was gone, she had to choose right from wrong. Right from wrong, right from wrong. Finally found my baby. Finally found her soul. Found her out in the graveyard, underneath that tombstone. And since I was gone, I guess that she must have chose wrong.
Yeah.
So that's Right from Wrong, and that's never been played out in public before. So.
Yeah. We need to bring that back in.
Yeah,
we need
and
to work
it's
on
changed a little bit.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Like the video to help with the YouTube algorithms and whatnot. And don't really have much more to say beyond that.
Just again, send us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you want to see your venue or your band or solo artists or whatever, if you want to see your events posted, let us know, because we don't care a bit. That's what we're doing this for. So again, I'm Kenneth Cope.
And I'm Lucas McCoy.
And thanks for watching Rhythm and News. That's great.